What up, everybody? Sorry we're on the secondary camera, so it's gonna look bad. It's still on. The other one is just not picking up on OBS or Streamlabs OBS. But this is Vash, Stampede66, followed by my host over here on the side. Who wants to go next?
Usually, the guy right next to him.
And he just looks at me.
I don't know figure out what's up with the voice that I saw. FT Grandma.
So,
Shield made an essay.
So, apologize again for the camera. I don't know what the hell it's doing.
I didn't know if the camera had affected your voice. That's what I was showing you.
It does, because, I'm so close now I gotta switch it again.
Just because you said that. You got a problem with my voices? What's the problem? Because 2 plus 2 is 4. It's always 4.
No, not the nuke math, but it's a whole other story.
A new math, it's a long way to find 4. Because you have to figure out what 1 plus 3 is.
Okay, we just hold on. We just had a discussion so that I wouldn't get mad over stupid stuff like that anymore, and then you start bringing that stuff up.
Not
Stop.
fault.
Once again, still kind of stretch to get angry or not.
I get it, and I constantly make the thing that you can't. Math doesn't change. But that's beside the point.
So what's today? The 12th? 19th. 19th.
19th, yeah. Let's say 12th. No.
I was like, no,
we're way
wait.
past the 12th, sir.
It's been a long week, so what else? So what have y'all been up to?
Oh, got to finally watch Infinity War.
I watch Infinity War.
Okay,
Because
so
we picked up Steelbook
from Best Buy?
from Best Buy.
Fuck
yeah,
you.
of course.
I hate you guys.
They were sold out of
you
it.
were sold out?
Yes, they were literally sold out within like the first hour.
That's why she ordered it online.
So, yeah, so
Really?
So I'd actually been out running errands most of the morning, and I get home at like 1 o'clock, and I'd gone by one Best Buy, and I just saw they had just a Blu-ray.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, you know what? Let me check the one by my house. I'll just do an online order. Let me see if I can get Steelbook, even if I have to wait till it's delivered.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, in-store pickup. He'll be ready in 2 hours. Well, all right then. Let's pay for this bad boy. I get the email saying your order's ready to be picked up. Sure enough, Steelbook was there waiting for me when we got there.
Nice.
But they said that they'd sold out pretty quick. So I have a feeling that I must have placed my order because I don't think that store opens till like 10 o'clock. So I must have just placed my order at just the right time between the people that got their opening and picked up copies and then like the people that came in on their lunch breaks.
They didn't even have it when they opened.
What?
Because I went there like shortly after they opened, and the guy was like, they had one box they got, and that was it, and that
And they
was
were
just pre-ordered. Because somebody asked him about it too. He's like, turns the box around and says pre-ordered. We can't sell them.
Oh, wow.
So they were sold out like rather quickly, like in the first, I guess whenever it went online, basically. If you didn't pre-order, you were done.
Yeah, well, see, I didn't necessarily pre-order. Like I said, I ordered that same day for in-store pickup. But, like, I know when I went into the one store over near Ingram,
Yeah.
all they had were the regular DVDs. They didn't have any of this. They didn't even have labels up for Steelbook on their display.
That's ridiculous. Yeah, because when I went, it was like the Blu-ray, which I got this the regular Blu-ray, but it was, or 4K, I'm sorry. And then, like you could see like 3 little panels, I guess, or little rows, where it was supposed to be, and it wasn't there.
Oh, wow.
I was like, huh, that fucking blows. I was like, I guess I'm not getting the steel one. And then I asked him, because it says on there, because the steelbook for Deadpool 2 should be, I want to say, if it didn't come out already, it was, it comes out on Tuesday, because it's either 17th or the 20th or 22nd, whatever, 21st. I asked him, I was like, are y'all taking pre-orders? He's like, no, we don't take pre-orders, even though it says ask them to take
Ask
pre-orders.
about pre-orders, yeah. Oh,
And I was like,
see, I'm
I was
not that nice. I called them out on that when they say that.
I was like, yeah,
you
know what,
You
whatever.
should just walk over, unpull the tag, say, hey, what's this say?
I should have. I didn't feel like dealing with it because I was already sad.
Or I would have pre-ordered online.
I'm going to check right now once we get done.
Yeah.
Like login, all this other shit. And see if I can pre-order that because it's another steelbook. Because I like the steelbook case because it has the gauntlet on it, right?
Yeah.
It has the earth in the background.
Oh, see how
Looks
I
really
should have
nice.
brought it in and say, hey, look what it looks like.
It's so
You're
pretty.
pretty.
It's so pretty.
Sure.
Well, and the kind of the cool thing about it is right as the movie was coming back out, Dice Masters was launching their new collector box, which is Avengers Infinity.
Really?
Along with a couple, so Dice Master used to do these things where you had the option of a collector box, you had the option of the starter kit, which was like enough to get 2 people playing the game,
And then the gravity fees.
and then gravity fees, which is how you got extras.
Yeah.
So, and gravity fees were like 99 cents for like 2 cards and 2 sets of dice.
Okay.
So they're changing their format though, and they're now going to just the collector boxes and the team packs.
Okay.
So I
Yeah.
picked up one of the team packs, which was Lightning and
The Thunderbolts.
Lightning. Yeah.
I don't know if you follow Marvel, so Thunderbolts.
Yeah. I follow the new Thunderbolts. I don't really know.
Yeah, what's funny is it's new Thunderbolts.
Okay.
Some of those characters.
And then the Avenger pack, which had most of your Avenger type characters, your Thanos. I know he's upset.
I'm sorry, you put Hawkeye in the dead center of the box, and there's no Hawkeye set in the box.
Yeah,
I'm just
I know.
saying.
No,
No, it's in the Thunderbolt set. But the thing is,
okay.
in the Infinity one, it's literally there's like 4 characters. It's Vision,
Because
Cap,
it's not.
Wasp, and Hawkeye, and there's no Hawkeye dice in the box.
I swear, I'm about to get a ball gag for him every time we do this. Because ultimately, as soon as I start talking, you cut me off.
Drinking.
Yes. So, it's not Infinity War, it's just called Avengers Infinity.
I guess it's based on the comic, maybe, but still,
Yeah.
he's not in the comics even.
Yeah, but and so it just has him on the box,
Yeah.
but it doesn't have him. Now, later on, who's to know? They may possibly start bringing back some gravity feeds.
Yeah.
Because the thing I liked about gravity feeds is if you need to get a couple more dice, all you'd have to do is just buy a few gravity feeds, you eventually look out, get the ones you needed.
Yeah.
And then you can trade amongst your friends. Or like our local game shop has a box where you can put in extra cards you get, extra dice that you don't need, things of that nature. Because
Yeah.
you can't use more than four per character in a game anyway.
Okay.
Well, up to the amount of dice, but the maximum you can use is 4. There are a few cards, a few exceptions. We are not getting into all of the semantics of Dice Masters tonight, sir.
No.
JB Madrox. That's 6.
So.
Multiple name. Sorry.
But that is the exception to the rule. So I picked that up.
Okay.
We also lucked out, and I found for our Disney Infinity collection. It's all about things at Infinite today.
Infinity Day.
Yeah, it's Infinity Day. PlayStation, when Disney Infinity released, there was a shelf that had the Frost Giant and came with 7 of your Avengers characters.
Okay.
So we already have the characters. We pretty much originally were kind of like, yeah, we're never going to find that shelf.
Well, that's what happens when a game gets canceled. Too.
Well, right, yeah. Till we walked into Game Over here in San Antonio over off of 410.
Went by the mall.
The one near North Star, yeah.
Was there a muscular guy with black glasses there by chance?
I don't notice the musculature of men when I walk in.
I mean, it's not hard to tell. When
Define muscular. Like really
that.
jacked?
Not like really jacked, but probably pretty. Like, black glasses, short hair, tattoo covered in tattoos.
Yeah, he was kind of waiting on us, yeah.
Okay. He's one of my good friends. He manages that one.
Okay,
And
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's finished.
Nick?
No, Jake.
Jake, that's what it was, yeah, sorry. Because I called in before I went over there, I said, hey, because we went in and we saw it, and I was like, oh, just can't do it today.
Yeah.
So I called him up that day and said, hey, do you guys still have the Avengers Infinity display shelf? He's like, yeah. I was like, can you please hold it for me for like 2 hours? And so then we went in and picked that up, and I got my Dice Masters.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was all full of like Marvel and Infinity.
Yeah.
That day.
Well, that's cool though. But like, you got keeps it a whole theme out of it, and now we can use it for this. So, so real quick, just to comment on your thing real quick about Hawkeye. Like she said, you never know if they can bring him at, and of course you've heard of clickbait. There's real life clickbait.
Well,
so
no. They did end up having Hawkeye in the one of the team packs.
Yeah.
So it was just amusing to me. It was like, if you're not going to put him as one of the characters in the box, then don't put him on the box.
Amusing. That's what we'll call it.
I'm gonna call it clickbait. Real life clickbait.
Right.
Real life clickbait. Yeah.
So since you finally, 6 months later, watched it.
3 months. It came out in the summer. It's August. It came out in June. May. All right, May, June, July, August. We saw it. So 3 months.
3 months later, what do you think? What do you think of it? I mean, wait. Let me backtrack. Did either one of you ever read the comic books?
Yes.
Yes,
and this was a discussion that actually us and our friends were watching.
Yeah.
Had a discussion about.
Let's.
I'm going to tell you right now what I didn't like about it.
What's that?
They made the villains sympathetic.
Yeah.
In the comics, Thanos is not all about. All he wants to do is he doesn't like the betterment of the universe by taking away half the population. He literally wants to do it to impress death.
Yeah.
They changed it. They basically made the villains sympathetic. Even Red Skull, even the Nazi, they tried to make him sympathetic. By how he was thrown into this world that he had no control over, and now he has to he's
He had control. He had a choice. He didn't have to.
Well, I'm just saying though. What I'm saying is, that's what they were doing.
Yeah.
Now, and it really bothered me because I'm like, they're trying to make Thanos, who is the big bad, who's been pushing all the buttons since Iron Man. Well, maybe not since Iron Man. Let's take that back.
The first Avengers.
The first Avengers.
Yeah.
Okay, the first Avengers. They tried to make you sympathetic. Oh, well, this is how he feels about Gamora and da-da-da-da. And this is, and he's doing it because... But that's the whole thing. It's... The thing is you're trying to make the bad guy sympathetic. And I'm sorry. I feel that is a real great reflection of our culture. Mm-hmm. Nobody's the bad guy. No, it doesn't matter if that guy robbed the bank and killed 15 people. He's the victim. I didn't like the fact that they did that with him.
What is it now? The villain is the hero in his own story. Is that what they say?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, and the only thing is that got me about that was then my friends were like, well, they should. It was just so random. No, he should have said no. Actually, what he did is he made a decision based on logic with no emotion.
Yeah.
By just eliminating half the population, he wasn't going to pick and choose. It's just half the population.
Yeah.
It makes sense if you look at it with no emotion.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like I was saying, it's like HAL from 2001. Mm-hmm. The decisions the computer made were emotionless decisions.
Yeah.
Yes, people died because of it, but it was for the greater good because it looked at the broad picture. That's the same thing kind of here. He saw that even on his planet's level, he saw what happened and then saw how the planet destroyed itself essentially.
Yeah.
That, okay, the thing is to solve this from happening all over, this is what needs to be done. But again, they're trying to make him a sympathetic character, and he's not. He's the villain. He's the bad guy. But no. He's a bad guy, but he's just misunderstood. No,
he's not misunderstood. He knows
exactly what he's doing. Yeah. He knows why he's doing it, and in his own mind, he's right in what he's doing. Doesn't matter how many people he killed because it's all for the greater good.
Yeah, sacrifice the few to save the many.
Well, sacrifice half to save half.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not like few at that point.
But at that point, future generations will learn, he hopes, to how to compensate for what happens, is what his theory is also going with. Because like he said, even on Gamora's planet, no one ever feels hungry anymore. And you figure it's been at least 10, 15 years since that moment.
Right.
Did you say she's in her 20s?
But knowing what we know about civilization in general, it's not a long-term fix. It's something that takes millennia to get to that point. Well, in certain areas, depending upon what you're... Because, I mean, for example, the United States is a very fortunate country because we have so much varying climate in our country.
Right.
But take a country like, and this is just a prime example, is Africa. You are dealing with an area, a country that is 90% desert.
You're right.
It is not viable farming land. The areas that do have viable farming land are not inhabitable. So if you take 50% of the population out of Africa, they're still not going to be able to produce enough resources internally to support their people. So it's not necessarily, like I said, you have to take all of logic out. He's not taking into account any other factors other than these are the resources. If half the people are consuming these resources, then that means more for the other half.
Exactly.
But even looking at history, world history, we've had great wars that have wiped out massive concentrations of people.
Right.
It takes longer than 20 years for that cycle to come back full, to where you're right back in the same spot.
Right. And I'll give you that, but Thanos pretty much can live forever. He can always come back another day and wipe you guys out again.
Right, and that's just it.
He used the fear at that point to keep everybody in check.
Yeah.
But that's not how they're playing this.
No.
So he's like, I did what I want to, now I'm just going to go away. That's what the story seems to be, and I know that's not how it's going to end.
Yeah, exactly.
That's just the way it seems to be playing out. And the whole thing about it is, the whole, well, if we just eliminate half of the population of the entire universe, there'll be restored balance. But, like, as you said, even in our country, think about this. Just think about it for a second. If half the population in this country went away, just like that, I guarantee you, there would be some form of anarchy and chaos for a while until things got back figured out, straightened out. But the thing is, you have people that, because of course you're not deciding who gets just half. There's people that are going to try to take advantage of the situation and fleece those that are left, or try to control them politically, or they basically just take what they want, and then you're going to end up having more. Truthfully, you're going to have more than half the population because things are going to happen. Like he joked about, he's like, you made away half the population disappeared, and the helicopter crashed in the building. There's more than half being.
Yep.
But at the same time, again, taking away half, things will change. Not necessarily for the better, but not necessarily for the worse.
Yeah.
Again, he made a decision without emotion.
Which for something like that, you have to have no emotions. I mean, because then you look at the emotional side of it. You have Star-Lord. That was the emotional side.
Yeah,
Star-Lord. Okay.
Star-Lord, yeah.
I think what I thought you said.
That's it, Star Wars?
Yeah, I was like, wait, what?
Star-Lord.
Right.
Because that's your emotional side.
And the word, but see, that was the whole point.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Let's be honest.
He was there to push the plot.
He was.
I'm
not gonna lie. And it's really weird too. Is I like Star-Lord in Guardians.
Yeah.
He was kind of a douchey piece of shit in this movie.
So I think that's what they.
And maybe it's because he hasn't. Not to the point where it's like I thought it was hilarious the interaction with him and Thor on the ship where he was like deep in his voice. I thought that was great, but then it mirrored like when he tried to stop Drax from attacking Thanos at the Collectors, and it was emotion.
Yeah.
He did the exact same thing.
Yeah.
And it did the exact same results. But the way he was just, I don't know, I just see the cockiness of him. I think, honestly, that grouping of Doctor Strange, Tony Stark, and Star-Lord was just like, it was just a penile measurement contest.
It was. Because
it was so annoying.
That's one thing I didn't like. Because it was literally who has the bigger one.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing. I can understand that between Tony Stark and Doctor Strange.
Because they're
two very intelligent men that have figured a lot of stuff out.
Yeah.
Star-Lord has literally just gotten lucky.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so he's a captain of a ship. Okay. Okay, so his dad apparently is the creator of the universe that he had to kill, whatever.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have anything to back him up on. Like his thing is like, yeah, our plan is just to wing it. Mm-hmm. And they're like, we need a little bit more than wing it. Like, we know there's going to be some point where we're going to have to wing it.
Yeah.
But wing it isn't a good plan in this situation.
But see, I think that's the other thing. He is still a leader. He still normally gives orders, barks, and they listen. And I think that's where some of the conflict, especially with Iron Man. Iron Man's not used to being told what to do. He can't be like, hey, attack this way. No, fuck it, I'm going to attack this way because I'm Iron Man.
Yeah.
That's it. But his part.
But he also understands working as a team. Where I don't think, if you look at all the Guardians movies, they never really work as a team.
On purpose.
But, even Stark understands that you have to work as a team to accomplish some of your goals. Where he's just like, where they're always like, oh, we'll just do this, and then things just happen that way.
To a point, yes, because at the
Spider-Man,
same time.
I will tell you right now, I was actually really impressed with the way they did Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. I hadn't seen Homecoming yet. No, I hadn't seen it. But I mean, okay. the way that they did it, I mean, I always joke that it's funny that in every incarnation of Spider-Man, him and Aunt May get younger and younger. So if they reboot it again, he'll be 3 years old, and Aunt May will be like 22.
That's funny.
I'm just saying, though. But
the one thing, since you haven't seen Homecoming, the one thing I liked about Infinity Wars is that they showed off the spider senses.
Yeah.
And they showed off his strength again. And that's something that was never played up for Spider-Man really in any of them. Like, you kind of see, oh, look, he's like struggling lifting this. It's like, oh, it's a struggle. And it really wasn't. Like,
you saw which Spider-Man were we going to stop the runaway train?
That's the Tobey Maguire.
No, the second one. With Doc Ock.
Yeah.
Where he has But again, it is strange. But he's got a point though. Is that it's kind of like the Superman movies, right?
Yeah.
If you look at all the old Christopher Reeve Superman movies, and even in the other Adventures of Lois and Clark and all these other Superman. For the most part, Superman never fought someone on his own physical. Yeah. He never fought a bad guy that was on the same level as him until Superman 2 with General Zod, and then in the new Man of Steel. He would never fight someone on his level, so it was always like, there's really no threat of him losing.
No, he's never going to lose. It's just, how long is this going to take for you to fix?
Exactly. Whereas with with Spider-Man, like I said, I especially like that he played off that. Okay, yeah, he is a young kid, and the joke. I've seen this movie Aliens.
This really old movie.
To me, it's really old movie.
Right.
Yeah.
But the thing is to me though, that right there, that shows the character. It's a young kid. He even makes the jokes, but you can tell he's making the jokes because he's trying to keep himself focused and not get scared because he's still a kid.
Yeah.
It's like when he shows up in the middle of the fight in the city. And he's like, oh, what are you doing here? Oh, field trip. Oh, yeah, we're too MMA.
Yeah. And again, though, that's what I like about it, because you see his strength a little bit in Civil War, where he blocks, literally, Winter Soldier's punch with one hand, and he's, like, turning his arm like nothing. Like, Winter Soldier can't stop him from doing this. He's like, huh, it's a cybernetic arm. He's looking at it. And it's like, yeah, that's Spider-Man. And then in that one, he blocks the guy's hammer like nothing.
Yeah.
Like, he's able to hold him back a little bit. And it's like, that should be where his strength level is.
And I know what end the movie. I know what end the movie so soon. But I have one thing I have to point out.
What's that?
Okay, I watched the Doctor Strange movie a couple months ago. I actually really enjoyed it.
It was a good movie.
Simply because Doctor Strange, it's really cool they're actually starting to bring the non-science version, the mystical version of Marvel.
Yeah.
It's really impressive. I like it. They have that basic teleport spell.
Yeah.
And in the beginning of the movie, when they're fighting, and they never really name them. I know they have
the children of Thanos.
Yeah. The children of Thanos. Maul. The only one I thought he had.
Oh yeah, Maul. If you look at the preview, the credits, they all have
names. They have names. They never really go. So the big guy, the big one with the interchangeable weapon that changes into everything.
The hammer and all that. Yeah.
So literally, he goes to hit Strange. They teleport him. He charges. Or Wong, and Wong closes the thing and cuts his arm off. I'm like, why didn't they just cut Thanos' arm off? And I know it's for the plot, but I mean, just think about it though. That little spell though, I joked, I was like, you know what? Having those mystical powers, that's the only spell you would ever need to use. It is a great offensive and a defensive spell. And they used it so well in the movie.
Yeah.
Magic again. Magic with a kick.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's great.
Oh yeah, I mean like the beginning of it, it's like we said, finding Maul, he turned the bricks into like darts, basically. He throws them and then Wong flings them right back at him. Yeah, that's one of the jokes if you look online too. It's like Thanos throws a punch, teleports his arm, cuts it off, and it's like there's nothing.
Yeah.
That's one of the jokes online with it. See, I don't know, like you said, it's to push the plot though. It's to make sure everything goes where it needs to. And you can't always fill every single plot hole. And that's what sucks. Like it really does.
And this is how I joked about it. I said, number one, I did love the fact that Red Skull showed up. Yeah. I love that simply because he wasn't killed off. He was, he teleported, and I appreciate that. It was really cool. But one of the things I joked is that wouldn't it be awesome? And I know they're not going to do it, but wouldn't it be awesome if they brought back every villain?
It would be nice
because they're going to bring them all back. I mean, you got all these characters that died. Okay.
Yeah.
You got literally characters that just started a franchise. They're not going to kill Black Panther. Guardians, they got another movie. They're not Spider-Man. He's got another movie. They're not killing them off because especially if you read the comics. But wouldn't it be cool when they did bring them back? They brought everybody back. In fact, they brought back villains that had been eliminated throughout the series of movies.
Yeah, and I agree with that. That'd be interesting because, I mean, like you said, they.
But I thought that with that, the main premise basically is that you would only bring back those who were taken with the gauntlet.
I know. I'm just saying that.
Well, it depends on how you word it too.
Sure.
And see, the other thing,
bring back everybody that's.
That was the other thing that got me too, because if you read I know you've read the comic, but I can't remember her name. The sister, Gamora's sister.
Oh, Nebula.
Nebula actually plays a huge part. If I remember correctly, she plays a huge part in the Infinity War.
Yes, because she gets the gauntlet.
Right. So. But they just kind of looked it up. Although I did joke with Chris, I said, you will be amazing. I'm like, you know how Stark and her are going to get off the planet? How are the Ducks going to show up? And you got to laugh at all that's so stupid. I said, no, think about it. How are the Ducks shown up? They're stuck on a planet. It's space.
Oh, yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if he showed up.
So here's the other thing. So I mean, again, it differs from the comic books a lot, which sucks because they don't have Adam Warlock yet. They've shown Adam Warlock's scheme. They haven't shown Adam Warlock yet. They haven't shown the Surfer yet. But I mean, everyone knows it's official. Fox Entertainment side has now been bought by Disney. It owns it now. Everything's finalized. So one of the comments they're saying is that because the film was still being filmed technically, some people are wondering if they're going to sneak in Silver Surfer and Warlock. Some people are wondering if at the end of all of it, like whatever happens at the end of Avengers, was it 5 now, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. there's going to be like an after credit of showing Surfer and Adam Warlock. Because they can add that in after the movie's been made. They can just CGI Surfer, put a voice to him, Adam Warlock. Who else? No,
he was the original voice. He was the voice of the.
Oh, that's right. Because it was what's his face was the body. Because he's not the body.
No, he was the voice though in the Fantastic Four movie.
That's right. I can't remember something Jones is the body. But yeah, like they can put somebody in there to do the Surfer. Was it Doug Jones? Maybe. I think you're right. Because he's a tall, lanky guy. Yeah. So maybe him. So I mean, they're wondering if they're gonna bring Surfer out like that. So knowing the comics, seeing where the movie's gonna go, where do you think they're gonna go with it? Who do you think they're all just gonna rally up and stop them, or do you think someone else is gonna come in?
I'm gonna tell you right now, just of course, because I saw, of course, Captain Marvel is going to play a big part in it.
Yep. Because that's the heavy hitter.
As long as she still didn't get disintegrated with everybody else. Yep. I'm just saying that because
that's funny.
It was a great thing because it's like, okay, so great, Captain Marvel. Then, well, what if she was one of the half that went away?
I thought that too. I was like, he's like, yeah, I said that as I disintegrated. Nope, she did too. She's like, hi. Oh my god.
But no, and of course, I'm not. Now, here's one thing before we go into that phrase. I'm not. You watch it more than I do. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Did they touch on what happened in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Vaguely.
So, like, did parts of their team disappear?
Not in the same way, because during all of this portion, there was a part of the team that was in a different timeline.
Oh, God. So they're safe, in other words, because time.
Well, yes and no, because some of them didn't make it back. But
the other theory is so going on the Captain Marvel theory, is that she is also stuck in an alternate timeline. That's why the pager looks the way it does, they're saying. So that's why she's outside the time loop, so that she could not be affected technically by it. There is a comic connecting it, and the comic she has like this pager-looking thing, and you see someone disintegrate next to her, and she looks down, and she sees like Nick Fury or something.
Now, one of the other things is, and this is something I just noticed, it just caught my, I don't know why it caught my eye. They're too tiny to be anything legit. But on Thanos' face, there's what looks to be 3 claw marks across the face. And someone joked about that. I was after now I've seen it, I was like, okay, that makes sense. And they're like, well, now that you're talking about timelines, well, now they own Fox, Disney owns Fox.
Yeah.
Could those have been made by Wolverine? Could there be X-Men in the next movie?
And that's what I'm wondering, like, how much did they film? Because let's face it, they knew they were going to buy it. They just couldn't make it.
But you're not going to spend money on filming if they know they don't have the rights.
Well,
but what's if you know in the back end that, hey, it's just a matter of them signing the paper?
Yeah, but but then that goes to the question of who would they bring in as Wolverine? Because Hugh Jackman, he's like, I'm done. I did my time.
I guess it comes with the same thing that I always say about Daniel Craig. Give somebody enough money, they might come back. Because Daniel Craig, before this last James Bond movie he did, he kept saying, I'm done. I'm done. They offered him $40 million. No. $50 million. No. $70 million. Okay, I'll come back.
Well, look, from what I understand, though, Old Man Logan, when he signed his contract, he signed to do X amount of Wolverine movies.
Right.
And Old Man Logan
Logan.
Well, whatever.
It's based on Old Man. Yeah.
Right. Was the last one he was contracted to do.
Right. With
now,
Fox.
And with him, with interviews I've heard, because he does a lot of his own stunts, he's like, I just can't hold up to it.
Here's the thing, too. You have this character. He plays a very physical character.
Yeah.
He's played the same physical character for almost 20 years.
Yeah.
And
his stunt double is his brother-in-law.
So here's
So
here's something to look at in that sense. It's like with the Highlander movies.
Right.
They knew eventually. I mean, they had to stop. The same with the TV show because the actors get older.
Yeah.
You can't keep making them look young.
You can't have an immortal character that ages.
Yeah. Exactly.
So I think that one of the things that I think that honestly, I think with the alternate timeline thing is it makes a little bit of sense because I also feel that in that alternate timeline,
you can recast people.
It's not even that. I think that's how they're going to figure out how to beat him. Simply because half the people that disappeared are going to still be in this alternate timeline, and they're going to be able to help to save.
Yeah.
There are a few things in there, like I said. Now I haven't seen Black Panther yet, and I haven't seen Ant-Man.
Black Panther. The only thing that you really find out is just his powers, his origin. They do kill off Killmonger. So nothing really major happens. It's
Well,
just
no,
like Wakanda.
but I mean, exactly. And,
So-
you know, I mean, because there's a line in there I thought was hilarious
Which one?
when I think it was his sister, who's also the general, makes the comment that, you know,
when I
about opening the Port of Wakanda, and she goes, I thought it would be, you know,
like Starbucks.
a Starbucks. I thought it was
yeah.
amusing, but I mean,
Yeah.
I understand. I've read a little bit about the other movie. I really do think though, like I don't know because again I haven't seen Thor Ragnarok.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you haven't seen that? That's right where the movie picks up too.
So my next question is, okay, what happened with the Hulk that they won't change? Now, part of me was thinking, is it because he was beaten?
That's what. See, so there's two theories. One theory is that was the person who got his ass kicked.
Like
now he's a little
actual
baby.
beat.
Yeah, in like a heartbeat too. It's kind of like bam, 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 you're done.
Yeah.
So one theory is that yes, he's just scared. He doesn't want to come out. He's done. The other theory is that that isn't the Hulk. That is actually Loki, and that he survived. Because why did Heimdall pick the Hulk to send back out of all people? He could send Thor right back. Out of everybody, he picked the Hulk. So people are saying that he knew that that was actually Loki in disguise. Sent Loki down there instead, so Loki would be able to do everything.
Doesn't
he
work.
Really,
Well,
there's more to it. That's just the basic theory behind it. I don't know all the little.
Well, no, I'm just saying
how
it
they
doesn't
do
work because even when
You
Bruce is by himself,
Mhm.
he's talking to himself. He's not. You know, they show him literally trying to have a conversation, eventually that the Hulk won't come
Let me
out.
see it.
And the Hulk, he half morphs, yells no, and then goes away.
Let me see if I can find it real quick.
And
Because
there's
there's a theory behind it.
that can't be Loki because then if that was Loki, why when no one's around is he still acting and talking and being Bruce talking to himself like Bruce? It makes no sense.
Let me see if I can find it really quick. So, again though, while I'm looking that part up, where do you think it's going to go then? Do you think Captain Marvel is just going to be the only one that saves it, or do you think anyone else is going to?
I think you're going to need more characters. Like Captain Marvel isn't going to be able to do it all on their own.
I really do think that there are going to be more characters involved. I think that we are going to see Hawkeye. I have this feeling that half the people that went away, it was his family, and I think we're going to see the return of Hawkeye and possibly the birth of Ronan.
See, I think his family died.
I do too, and I think that's why we're going to see him.
Yeah.
Ant-Man. I think we're going to see Ant-Man the Wasp.
Have you seen that? No, we haven't seen that yet.
No.
Never mind.
If you, just tell me if you can tell me. You know it doesn't.
You know what talking about you?
No.
Wasp is dead. Wasp dies.
Okay.
So the only one that survived from that is Ant-Man, and he's trapped in the Quantumverse.
Okay.
So the way at the end, none of the movie ever plays out with it. It's the end credit, and spoilers if you haven't seen it. They send him back to the Quantumverse to collect
Before we go any further, you say spoilers
whatever.
after the fact. You
Fuck
say
off.
a character's dead.
That's true.
Well,
Ant-Man goes back to the Quantumverse. He's collecting the energy, and you have Pym, what's her name, Janet, and then you have the mom. So the whole Pym family's out there, and he's like, "Okay, bring me back, guys," and you just see ashes fall through him. So he's stuck in the Quantumverse. So that's why they think he got saved because he is in the Quantumverse. So the only one that technically pulled him out would have been Doctor Strange. Now, if Tony knows he's there somehow, maybe Tony could bring him back. But out of those four, he's the only one that survived.
And I really think that I honestly think a few of the minor characters are actually going to play major roles. I'll be honest. I think Wong is going to be the knowledge point that helps them guide to how they get out of this situation.
Yeah.
Because while Doctor Strange is gone,
the magic is still
the
there.
magic's still there, and
Yeah.
Wong's still there, and Wong has a lot of
Do we know
knowledge.
if Wong is still there, though? They haven't said what happened to him.
And I think they would have showed him disintegrate. I honestly think they did. Yeah,
It's like,
because they showed a lot of minor characters, you know.
Yeah.
and so here's my thing. I would say if you're looking at it from a 50-50 perspective, if Doctor Strange disintegrated, Wong would be left. Because if the 50% is to keep balance,
Yeah.
you'd have to keep one or the other to maintain that balance of the magic.
That's true, I guess.
But I think
So-
that and then I think they're also going to start. This is how they're going to start taking off a few other characters. Since you know a certain amount of things they tried, they don't like to admit it, but they failed, like the Inhumans, which I'm really sad about because not because I liked the show or anything about it. The fact that I think what it was is because of Disney's issue with X-Men and Fox. That's why they're pushing so hard for the Inhumans.
Yeah.
I really think what they should have done is waited until they actually got a decent Fantastic Four movie going, and then brought in the Inhumans there as part of that world.
I agree with that because they rushed that one too much and they pushed it too hard down people's throats.
And if I remember correctly, the director of Fantastic Four, the new Fantastic Four, even stated that movie has no resemblance to what I filmed. They wanted me to cut so much and modify and change it.
In the show or
the movie, the Fantastic Four movie.
Oh, with the whole new cast, right?
Well, they changed. Well, not just that. They changed. Like he filmed the movie and then they made him recut it, which is why a lot of stuff that got cut was.
Oh, that's I can't think of the actor's name in that one, but yeah, I remember it now. See, on that one too, that was also shot in like less than 6 months. It was a quick. No one even knew it was being done. No one knew anything
because
about
Fox
it.
was trying to save the rights. That's why.
Yeah.
That's one thing a lot of people don't realize. Like, that's why you get these weird movies that come because they would need to save the rights. That's why Spider-Man, for the longest time, they're putting out Spider-Man movies constantly because Sony didn't want to lose the rights.
Yeah. And they still technically have it. And that's what sucks because they won't let go of it. I don't think Venom's going to do good. I'm hoping Venom's going to fall.
I think Venom, honestly, from what I've seen of Venom in the trailers of Court Show, I think, though, that
it's not going to be the Venom we grew up on. How about that?
Yeah.
But, there's nothing necessarily wrong with that. You know what this honestly feels like to me, honestly? Have you ever watched Todd McFarlane's Spawn on HBO, the animated one?
No, I did not watch that one.
It has that same darkened feel, even though it wasn't mainstream the way like they wanted it to be, but it was that like the way they're showing Eddie Brock. Okay, first off, I love the fact that he doesn't look like a freaking football linebacker.
Oh my god, thank God, yeah.
I think that looks because as a normal person, I like it. I like the fact the actor Tom Hardy.
Whatever.
I like him as an actor, and I like the fact just from the trailer, the way you see him playing Eddie. I like that.
Yeah.
I like the fact that Venom. Like that's how I remember reading it in the comics.
Yeah.
How Venom was a completely separate entity.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be what it is. People are like, it's not what I expect. There's gonna be people, and there's always gonna be people who are like, I don't like this, I don't like that, and that's fine.
Yeah.
It is.
Well, I mean, and that's the whole thing. I guess because he cannot really have the spider traits.
Yeah.
Because he didn't absorb Peter at all or try to. So those are all gone. So he's not gonna have webbing. He shouldn't have this spider on his chest.
He doesn't have it yet.
True. But
I'm just saying, there is a way they can blend that into it.
But that's why that we're gonna. That's all we're gonna do on this first movie, to be honest.
Yeah, because they even said Spidey's not coming out.
Yeah.
Well,
so if they can get it right in
Yeah.
the first movie to get a second,
Mm-hmm.
then maybe we'll start to see some more of that coming out. But you got to get through the first movie first.
I agree with that. Like a second one would be good, like Spider-Man versus Venom, and then he starts mimicking. He's like, ooh, like I could like it if he sees Spider-Man. He's like, ooh, I like that idea, and he starts doing it. Then I could say, okay, I'm okay with that because he's mimicking what he thinks is already superior.
Right.
So that would make sense for a symbiote to want to be superior.
Right.
Or they played along the lines of, with Eddie Brock in the comics. Eddie Brock got sick.
Yeah.
So the symbiote left and found another host. They could play that and how Peter ends up with the symbiote for a while.
And then it goes back to
And
Eddie.
then it ends up going back to Eddie, and then that's where you see Venom.
The real Venom, yeah. That I can live with that. Like you said, though, it's getting through this first time.
It is, and I think that honestly, it's. I understand they're wanting to try different things. I do, I get it. They're going to be doing a Black Cat movie and a Silver Sable movie. I'm not sure I feel about the Silver Sable movie simply because Silver Sable is not a character that, unless you actually follow Spider-Man comics a lot, you're not. Yeah. She's not really a noticeable character.
She's not strong in her own, though. I don't think to hold it up on a movie. It needs a good support cast to see where.
Morbius, they want to do a Morbius movie, which again,
yeah.
I understand they're trying. Sony's trying to build its own universe. Like everyone's trying to do the same thing Marvel did, and you need to take lessons from Universal. They were trying to do their own dark universe thing, and the first movie in that whole thing crashed, burned, horribly.
Which was theirs?
The Mummy.
Mm-hmm.
The one with Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Because of him and changing how they did things and doing it, they changed the story completely. Had resembled nothing like what they originally wanted because they were trying to placate to that. But the problem is they were trying to make this all-arching dark universe saga, and look what happened. it got ruined because they tried to rush it. They did things the wrong way. Look at the Godzilla movies.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing it, but a little bit slower. They're trying to slowly build it, and that's great.
That's how you do it.
Yeah.
You don't rush into it because the problem is, if you're just trying to get them out there so we can, like, we get all these people together, and I joke about it, it's like South Park. It's like The Fractured But Whole, where they're like, no, this is our thing. Like, the first phase one of these movies is the Netflix series. And then, that's exactly how a lot of people, they're like, oh, we're going to build these big arcing universes, but you got to take the time. And
here's the other thing, too. I think what's happening is a lot of these studios, a lot of them mocked what Marvel was trying to do. They're like, they're never going to make it.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, oh, look at that! They're making it. And so the fear right now is, because we know the Infinity War saga, it's either going to be 2 more movies or 1 more movie.
One more.
It keeps changing.
It should just be the 2 parts.
Well,
right, but think about this. Now they have access to all that Fox property.
We don't care about the Fox property.
No. What I'm saying is that right there between that and this, that can make it instead of being 2, another movie.
That gets back to every time I start talking, you talk over me. So these,
sorry.
I'm just gonna start calling him out every time he does it. So
I mean, we gotta go buy a ball gag.
Once again, drink soda.
I don't want to know.
So they see that the end of this is coming.
Yeah.
So they want to try and pick up on the coattails of it, their own version, before it loses steam with the fans.
Right.
But they're not accepting that the reason that Marvel's done so well for as many movies and as many years as it's taken for this to happen is because the movies were done well.
Yeah.
A lot of these, I think they're just seeing it as we need to fly in on the coattails of superhero fandom.
Yeah.
And, I mean, hopefully they'll do it right, but if not, the only thing we're going to have left is Deadpool.
Well, he might be done too. Ryan Reynolds said that may be the last one he wants to do it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, again, like you said, if they want to make let's say they go from 2 to 3, make it a 3-part movie, a 3-part series for this movie. The other problem is these contracts are up for Robert Downey Jr., all of them, so that's why I don't know if it would go to a 3rd one. Well, they would really have to, exactly, you guys come back to the money.
Because, what I had heard is it had to do with how much they'd shot.
Mm-hmm.
So, depending on how they edited that, was going to determine whether it was going to be 2 more, be a 2-part or a 3-part.
It might be, because I know they did a lot of editing, they did a lot of reshoots for the first one. They're already filming the second one. So, I mean, who knows where it's going to go, because the second one should almost be done, and it should be entering post-production in the next couple of months, because that's supposed to come out in, like, April or May of next year.
Yeah.
So they should be ending that soon. But again, like you said, who knows where they'll go with it. It might be 2 parts, and if they end it on a note of where they at least bring back, let's face it, I'm going to call it this way, bring back the new Avengers, because that's what's going to become.
New Avengers, yeah.
And these guys finally either die off, or they're like, maybe they sacrifice themselves to bring them back. That could be a way to get that 3rd film, because then you have Doctor Strange, Spidey, Falcon, Winter Soldier. You have the new Avengers coming in, and they take over Ms. Marvel, who's going to be the new Captain America, basically.
Yeah.
And you have them kind of take over the new roles, and these guys sacrifice their lives to save them. Hulk may or may not go, because Mark Ruffalo likes the character.
Yeah.
But I know Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans are like, we're done. We are tired of this. We want to be done.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. When they originally announced Infinity Wars,
yeah,
and they showed the trailer, they did the trailer.
Yeah.
What did it say? Infinity War Part 1, Part 2.
Part 2, that was it.
When they first dropped the real first trailer for this, what was it? Infinity War.
Right.
I think they really are not sure whether or not they're going to space it out into 3 movies.
So what happened with that one is they had a different director at the time. The director dropped, and the Russo brothers came in and said, we want to rename it. We don't like Infinity War Part 1 and Part 2. So they renamed the second one has a new name. And that's why I'm wondering, like, going with y'all say, maybe it's going to be Infinity War, like, New Avengers. So they kill off the old ones, bringing the new ones in. That's
my only thought on that is I think that the other thing with the timeline thing, I think that's going to play to it. They might form a team of the original Avengers, but from different timelines, making them different Avengers for the purpose of defeating Thanos.
It might be. And that'd be interesting, because again, you have the time stone. It's still out there. It's going to mess with the timeline and everything. I really would like to see the new Avengers. I'd like to see that Avengers 5, if they do another one, is going to be that whole, this is the new Avengers. Spidey, Captain Marvel.
So, it's time for us to start wrapping it up. It really is.
What time is it? Is it 8?
Yeah.
Okay, 2 'cause I
So
called,
you know, hey, give us your opinions. Comment. What do you think's
Yeah.
gonna happen? Do you think it's gonna be 2? Do you think it's gonna be 3? Do you think that maybe they'll kick back off with the new Avengers and pick it up that way? We want to hear your opinions.
So on that note too, are y'all gonna be here next week? Real quick,
As far as I know.
Okay. Damn it, I forgot what my old train of thought was to go with that one. This is what happens when your mind's in like 10 places at once.
Multiverses suck.
If they really do.
So anyway,
yeah, we'll be here
figure
next
that
week.
up. We will see you all next week.
Remember,
Shield Maiden signing out. As always, fly those geek flags high, everybody.
like, comment, subscribe, guys. Please make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, the Twitch, so that way you can see everything. We should be starting back up on our on our normal stream on Wednesday at 4:30. We agreed on, or
Yes.
4:30. So at 4:30, it will be Sea of Thieves. We shall all be there for that one. Finally, maybe we'll keep that going until next month since we really didn't play it all this
Yeah,
month.
we really didn't play
So we'll keep that going until next month. So just make sure you guys keep an eye on the Facebook page too. That should be, now that we've solidified a good time. We'll be there at 4:30. Probably play for an hour and a half, I'm guessing.
About an hour usually.
Yeah. But again, guys, make sure y'all like that videos. And y'all have a good one.